Scott Schwartz, Artistic Director here at Bay Street, and today I'm talking to Michael Arden, the director of our upcoming production of My Fair Lady. Michael, I'm so thrilled you're here with us today to talk about My Fair Lady, and before we get started on talking about the show, I have to congratulate you on your recent Tony nomination for Best Director. Bravo, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled, and I can't wait to have this be my next piece after Spring Awakening.
Oh, we're so thrilled. And Spring Awakening was a beautiful production.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see what you do with My Fair Lady. So let's talk about My Fair Lady.
Great.
Some have called it the perfect musical, and I would certainly say for myself that it's one of my favorite musicals of all time. Tell us a little bit about what attracted you to this show.
Well, it's an incredible musical. It's got an incredible score, lyrics, and it's based on one of the greatest plays ever written, Pygmalion, by Shaw. It's also one of those situations where I think many times when plays are turned into musicals, they sort of decrease in value, but I actually think this treatment in turning it into a musical made it an even better piece, and it made it near perfect, as people say. So I love the story, I love the characters, I love the honesty and the brutality and the humor and the wit that's in the play. And I think it really has a great deal to say about ownership and power and how we treat each other and how men treat women and the boxes that we put each other in because of where we come from. So I'm really excited to tackle it here.
Oh, we're so thrilled. And one of the things that this season has kind of become about, our upcoming 25th anniversary season, is about women and women's roles in society, women's relationships to men, women's relationships to their career. So I'm very interested with My Fair Lady as the final work to see your exploration of those issues that you brought up.
I think it's exciting that we're exploring this right now in our political climate too. And for sort of the first time in American history, we have a woman who is so at the forefront of everyone's conversation in politics, and that we first grew to know her as a wife in a sort of female and quote-unquote woman-like position as the First Lady, and now we're looking at a possible president. And so to be able to look at this character of Eliza as someone who comes from the street and sort of dirty, scally girl who makes a transformation, I think is really exciting. So I think audiences will really connect and embrace this story.
This version of My Fair Lady is really kind of a radical new approach to the material. It's 2 pianos, reduced cast size of 15. Can you tell us a little bit about your approach as director to the production and what's going to make this an all-new My Fair Lady?
Well, we're using the same words, so that will remain the same, but when this originally opened on Broadway, there was something like 60 people in the show, and massive turntables, and some of the most glamorous costumes ever seen on a stage, and it was such a spectacle. And what I'm trying to do is get back to the original play version, to Pygmalion, and really strip away everything we don't need. So on a very sort of stripped down, beautiful set designed by Dane Laffrey, and really looking at this relationship between Higgins and Eliza. And we're going to be setting it in somewhat of a surgeon's operating theater, because we're really watching an experiment in the course of these 2 hours that's being conducted upon this woman. And I'm looking forward to exploring how actors function in many different roles, and so a lot of people will be doubling, and I'm really excited about the company we have to do that, and with an incredible design team, and we're really looking at it as a play. So we're trying to use period lighting, using a lot of flame if we can, and without setting the theater on fire, hopefully, and not glamorizing the production, but just looking at the relationship more than anything.
You know, it's interesting that you put it that way, because as I think you know, we did a production of Grey Gardens here last summer, and Michael Wilson did a new take on that material, and he also talked about sort of really treating that show as a play and bringing out sort of the dramatic truth in it. So very different shows, certainly will be very different productions, but it's interesting because the approach, just on a fundamental level, reminds me a little bit of what we were talking about last year as well.
And I think actually doing the production with just 2 pianos, the voices will really shine through. And we're really going to be listening to these incredible lyrics that we may have all heard, but we'll actually be hearing them at the forefront of our experience here. So I think that's going to be really exciting for audiences.
Well, Michael, the production sounds like it's going to be astounding. I can't wait to see it. Thank you for talking with me today.
Thank you.
And My Fair Lady is coming soon to Bay Street Theater.
I could have danced